Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, mesdames et herren, here we are once again. Guten Abend, good evening, proxy barracks, bonsoir, buenos dias, buenas noches, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, annyeong, grüezi wohl, shalom, yo estet, kiwanog, grüß Gott, good afternoon, dobre večer, and here we go. It is GoOdy against Energy, and Energy now spotted something. It is a bunker. He spotted the Proxy Rex because the Proxy Rex is the only real thing to go for as a Terran player on blistering sands against a Protoss player. And one Marine is out. One Marine won't be able to do too much damage because the probes are much faster than this Marine. SCV gets taken out, and now those probes still hunting the Marine, and GoOdy GGing out of the game because this Proxy Rex just has been spotted. And 3 minutes this game wasn't long, and after a 48-minute game or 40-minute game in the first game, this game was over at 3 minutes, at the 3 minute mark. So I won't be stopping the VOD, just waiting for the invite to the next game. dde taking game number 2, so this series is currently tied up 1-1. And I mean, this has to really hurt. I mean, GoOdy was playing really well for the last in this first game. We just check the brackets. The match history once again. Come on, Battle.net. So this game lasted 43 minutes, and then he tried to do something in 3 minutes and lost the game. And now we're playing on Delta Quadrant, and this is an interesting choice. I mean, because Delta Quadrant is in the early game Protoss favorite just because of the Spectre entrance. On the other hand, the more late game we have, the more effective siege tanks will be. But dde, he likes to get some Void Rays, and if you have enough Void Rays, you can deal with those siege tanks and throw drops on the high grounds pretty easily, because beside from the main bases, every expansion, every base on the map can be attacked by siege tanks. So this base, for example, the golds, for example, all those bases can get cliff dropped by a siege tank. So I'm really curious where this is going. So here we are once again. I won't do an international introduction because I just did it. So it's GoOdy against dde. It's the first quarterfinal here in tonight's Craft Cup, number 29. The prize pool is a $50 and the slot in the King of the Month tournament. GoOdy is spawning here as the purple Terran player in the bottom right. We have dde as the red Protoss player in the top right. So they are spawning next to each other. GoOdy, of course, spawning a little bit in a better position because the in-base natural expansion of dde is directly here next to the base of GoOdy. Meanwhile, the in-base expansion, in-base natural from GoOdy is more away from the base of dde. So if dde wants to go for some sneaky warp prison play, it's a little bit harder for him to get there already compared to GoOdy. So I'm really curious where this is going. Of course, here at the Spectre entrance, if you place a pylon in this location, you can warp in some units right away in the back, and you can attack at the front at the same time. So with some nice micro and multitasking, a 4-gate is quite effective on this map, at least as a 4-gate opener, and then you can do a transition of some sort. On the other hand, Void Rays are there effective as well because of all those cliffs. You can outrun Marines for quite a bit, and you can get out a Void Rays a little bit faster than your opponent can get out Vikings, because in a TVP, the Terran player most of the time does not go for, oh, I'm playing against a Protoss, so I just need a Viking as fast as possible. For example, like a Zerg player against a Terran needs some speedlings as fast as possible. So a fast Void Ray attack can be an option to go for, because 3-gate Stargate out of one base is a good thing to go for if the Terran is warding off at the front, because the Void Ray can, for example, attack the supply depot without getting attacked by opponent's Marines, and taking out the supply depot, supply blocking this opponent, allowing the Void Ray to charge up. And if actually the Marines trying to move down the ramp, there are the remaining gate units, mainly consisting of Stalkers and Zealots, are waiting for the Marines to arrive, and the warp prism. The Void Ray can be pulled back very, very easily. So GoOdy, he's got a 1 Marine out. Did some shenanigans with it. The Void Ray, not the Void Ray. It's already over. So let's try it again. The Marauder, not the Void Ray, is being built in the barracks, is already in production, nearly finished. It's directly rallied here to the main base of dde. How about the Concussor Shell? Concussor Shell is halfway down, meanwhile dde's Warp Gate is halfway done as well. He's currently on 1 Warp Gate, and what do we see here? 1 Marine, 1 Marauder, and 2 SCVs. He did this in the first game on Lost Temple as well, GoOdy, but there we had crossed positions. Now we have closed positions, so it's much faster for GoOdy to be able to go to the base of dde. But the longer he waits, the faster the second Stalker is out, and now the second Stalker is out. It is much easier for dde to defend. Now we see GoOdy is up there. Is he attacking one of those 2 Stalkers? Yes, he is. And this 1 Stalker will go down already. Second Stalker is under pressure as well. And second Stalker, 1 more shot, is going down as well. And now it's time for GoOdy to micro the shit out of this remaining unit. But he's got 2 Marauders and 1 Marine still alive. Now it comes down to the Zealots trying to do as much damage as possible. And this Marauder goes down. Second Marauder is in the base there as well, and GoOdy is doing some great damage here. dde not pulling all of his probes. He should have maybe pulled another 1 or 2 more probes, and this is what happens when you only warp in Stalkers at the beginning of the match. He did not scout, he did not build a single sentry, and this really reminds me of the show of Atosis Ninja. It's called Imbalance. Those 2 guys talking about balance, talking about imbalance, saying what is imbalance, what is just not figured out yet. And there it's a small example of the Terran player going for the early Marauder attack as well. If you don't spot it, if you don't prepare it, you're pretty much fucked, because you're behind quite a lot. But if you scout it, you know how to deal with it. And exactly this was what's happening. dde did not scout it, and that's why he warped in Stalkers instead of sentries, because with a sentry he just could have walled off the ramp until he had enough, force field the ramp until he had enough units out. He did not do this, and that's why he suffered quite a couple of losses there. I mean, he's got this probe out, so he knows when GoOdy is moving out, so he can easily, safely go for the destructive degree here, to go for his in-base expansion there. And GoOdy, even though he was building an orbital command, and even though dde was able to chrono boost the shit out of his Nexus to get more probes, the probe count is pretty even. Let's take a look at the units lost, and there we see what is going on. dde nearly double the amount of resources in terms of units lost than GoOdy has. The supply is the same for the moment, so this of course means that GoOdy was investing a little bit more into economy, and this can we see already here at the spending step. He invested more in economy, meaning supply depots is economy, command centers, and refineries and SCVs, I think. Technology is all the upgrades, and production facilities. Building a starboard counts as technology as well. And army is just pure armies. It's no SCVs, it's just Marines, tanks, Vikings. Every unit which can deal damage or is a support units like the Medivac, etc. counts as army. So let's go back to the supply tab. There we see GoOdy slightly ahead. He's got this one single Marauder, but the one single Marauder, he did damage there for quite some time, and he will be able to get this destructible debris down very, very soon. At least another 10 hits from now. 7, 6, no, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, another one. Last run! Yeah, special Andre's counting skills once again, absolutely awesome. And what is GoOdy doing? He is dropping on the high ground. He's building missile turrets, he's having a Viking there. And no big deal if dde is not deciding to build his Nexus here. GoOdy just can drive over here, and if he's sieging up with his tanks, he's preventing mining at those location here, the 3 mineral patches and this Vespine Geyser here in the south. And Observer still once again here in the base of GoOdy, checking what he's doing. He's building just another factory. And Observer not paying attention, but GoOdy is paying attention, because even though the missile turrets were not in range to shoot, they were in range to provide the detection, to provide the vision. And now the siege tank is able to attack this area here, forcing a cancel on the assimilator, killing more probes, and now the siege tank is already at 1 kill, even though a siege tank does need 2 shots to kill a single probe. So if dde is reacting in time, he's got a 3-second timing window because of the weapon speed of the 3 seconds to move his probes away. And good job here by GoOdy to have the Viking providing the vision, the tank providing the range, and the DPS, the damage. Meanwhile, GoOdy is happily mining here at his own in-base natural, so he can macro up a little bit more, going even for another command center. Here it is. Infernal Pre-Igniter, more siege tanks, more Hellions, more SCVs, more supply depots, more +1 upgrades, more tech labs. So he's getting absolutely everything. Meanwhile, dde was doing a smart thing. He is getting rid of the destructive debris here at the gold, going for it right away. And there's a SCV probe at the Zolnaga watchtower here by dde. And GoOdy is just preventing mining from going on in this area, but that's about it already for the moment. But he can produce like a crazy person, and he's producing like a crazy person right now, because he is ahead 23. Oh no, now he is ahead 26 supply. What else is he producing? Ah, that's why he's ahead 26 supply. He's got 2 Thors in production as well, and the Thors with the siege tanks and the Marauders is pretty much everything you need against a normal Protoss army. I just heard some sounds. I didn't realize where it was because I just was falling asleep for 1 second. But here I am back again. So, 6jax, aka dde, is attacking a Viking, taking out the Viking. He is attacking the siege tank right now. He will lose 2 more stalkers, but the siege tank is down. He's running away. And why is he running away? He can take those Marines. So it's only 2 stalkers against 3 Marines, but he was not paying attention there enough. He was waiting too long. And another siege tank is somewhere.